Microphone check 1 2 1 2. This is your host, Nasan, baby, and this is another episode of Swingers After Dark. I want to talk about the Dwight Howard situation. I'm not going to talk about the gossiping part. I want to dig deep into the situation about him allegedly dealing with a transgender. You know what I'm saying? But first and foremost, I don't care. I don't care if he did have relations with a transgender because it's not anybody's business. And, it's foul that the person had come out trying to expose him because, what happens in the bedroom stays in the bedroom. And, I say all that to say, you have people in the transgender community, they want to be taken serious. They want their equal rights and they want to be treated humanely as possible, and they should have that right. However, it's kind of a contradiction to out somebody, or try to expose somebody, put somebody on blast when they deal with you, because sex is supposed to be sacred, first and foremost. And second of all, you shouldn't kiss and tell. And third of all, you're clout chasing. And fourth of all, you just want attention. You know what I'm saying? And as a transgender, it's kind of a contradiction to out somebody because they're dealing with you, because it's almost as if you're saying that that person is wrong for dealing with you. If you're a man who identifies as a woman, then that means that you don't see yourself as gay, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. If you're a man who identifies yourself as a woman, then the man who's dealing with you is not gay. So if the person, according to you, who's dealing with you is not gay, then why would you try to expose that person for dealing with you? Unless subconsciously, deep down inside, you know what you're doing or what that person doing is wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy and it's whack and it's lame to try to weaponize your sexuality when you want people to take you serious, when you want society to take you serious, and when you want people to understand your plight. You dig? So I think it's lame. I think it's whack. I think it's childish. I think it's immature. And, I think it takes away from the understanding that people should have when it comes to gender identity. Some people identify themselves any way they want. If you're a man who wanna identify yourself as a woman and vice versa, then that's your prerogative. I have nothing to do with that. However, if somebody trusts you with their private lives, if they trust you with something that's intimate to them and they want to give it to you, then you should have to cherish that. Don't out somebody and try to ridicule somebody for dealing with you, because what you're saying is that dealing with me is wrong. So you can't have it both ways. You can't say that, you should take me serious and I'm a woman, even though you were born a man. And when a man deals with you, you want to out him, you want to embarrass him, because you pretty much telling the world that he's gay, but you telling people that you're not gay because you're a man who identifies yourself as a woman. You see the contradiction in that? Do you really see the contradiction in that school of thought? So it's crazy. Me personally, I could care less about Dwight Howard's sex life because I don't know what's real, I don't know what's fake, and I could care less. And I'm not talking about what he's doing behind closed doors or whether the story is true or false. I'm just saying, I'm just speaking on the deep underlying issue that's been bothering me lately, because I see the contradiction and I just wanted to speak on it. So people, what happens in the bedroom stays in the bedroom because it's like a sanctuary between two people or between two people or more. And I'm going to touch on the transgender community and the swing lifestyle and, their relation to the swing lifestyle. I'm going to touch on that in a later podcast, but I just wanted to chop it up with the fam and speak about this Dwight Howard shenanigans. People are making fun of Dwight Howard. And the funny thing is, a lot of the Dwight Howards are making fun of the Dwight Howards. If you get what I mean, like a lot of dudes, who's clowning him about allegedly being with a transgender, they're dealing with transgender on a low, low, low. So I'm like, dude, like, you really gonna clown him when you're doing your own bag of tricks behind closed doors? Really? But it's not about that. Shout out to D12. He's going through his little phase. People are making fun of Dwight Howard because of this little situation, and I got a chuckle out of it. But for the most part, family, it's bothersome. you know, it's crazy. It's just wild that this person who may be seeking attention is want to come out and expose Dwight Howard for dealing with him. And word on the street is that the person who's trying to expose the Dwight Howard is not really a transgender. That person is fronting. That person is faking the funk. That person is perpetrating the fraud. And, we live in an era of clout chasing where people will do anything for 15 minutes of fame and do something strange for some change just to get attention, because attention is the new currency and people want to get paid without getting paid, if you know what I'm saying. So with that being said, this has been another episode of Swingers After Dark. Family, be safe out there. And, to my transgender people out there, just keep it 100. Just keep it real. If somebody decides, if a man wants to deal with you, whether it's on the low or openly, then, it's kind of whack to expose him, because pretty much you're just saying that what you're doing is wrong and being with me is wrong. It's like you playing both sides of the fence. One minute you want society to accept you, but you don't want you want society to accept you, but you're clowning the person who accepts you for who you are. I just don't get it. You're not clowning that person for cheating with you. You're clowning the person for being with you. And that part doesn't make sense to me. You dig? On that note, this has been another episode of Swingers After Dark. And shoot me an email at swingpodcast@gmail.com. That's swingpodcast@gmail.com. And shoot me with any questions and or concerns that you may have. And check out my ebook, You, Me, Us, Them, The Swinger Manifesto. It's on Nook, Kindle, iBooks, Google Play. Go get it. It's good because I wrote it. Yeah, dig. And on that note, until next time, peace.